All right. Happy Monday, beautiful people. Good to see you out there. Big waves to you. Yes, yes, yes. Good to see everybody. Get them going this morning. Hill, good to see you. So I hope Hunter Gold is on this morning because he sent me a message the other day and said, Coach, let's look at the word empower. Empower. Coach Myra, can you hear me okay?
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go with it this morning, and I'm going to kick it off. And let me tell you, I want to tell you this. Tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow is going to be a setup for something later in the week. And I know we're excited about it. So be here tomorrow and invite a guest. Um, and wherever you're tuning in from, let us know. Let us know in the chats and the comments. But the word empower, I'm glad we're starting our Monday this way. To give official authority or legal power to promote the self-actualization or influence of. Woo, that's a tongue twister. Here's the deal. When I look at empower in my words, it's the process of encouraging an individual to really think. I think back to when I taught and when I coached. I'm still doing it today. It's empowering is the process of encouraging people to think, behave, manage, take action, and make their own decisions towards career goals, towards goals in general. Being empowered means feeling in control of your own work environment and knowing you're trusted. Raise your hand if you've ever had somebody that you worked with that maybe was your boss or your mentor or somebody that you felt really trusted you, like put trust in your decisions. And you had kind of the green light. Man, it's so empowering to have that person that believes in you enough that says, you know what? I trust you to make the decisions. And other people need to feel that way. So as we look ahead, one of the things I want to, as I went through this, as we look ahead into the century, into the future, leaders will be those who empower others. That's what leaders are going to turn into, me and you. The opportunity for us to lead into the future is going to rely on how much we empower others out there to do what I just said. And so I was thinking about that this morning, and I thought, the first thing we got to empower is who? Ourselves. We got to empower ourselves first before we empower anybody else. So how do we empower ourselves? Think about this now. Number one, I got to gain clarity about what is expected of me. If I'm confused, it's going to be hard to empower myself. Mm-hmm. So I got to set myself up to gain clarity of what I want to do and where I want to go. Number two, I got to find a mentor. And when I find that mentor, I got to listen. And so many times people find, and I've been guilty of this. I find a mentor and I want to do the talking. It's like they're the mentor for a reason. Listen, and then implement what they tell you. They're your mentor. You picked them. Ask for consistent feedback. Man, empowering yourself as you step out and you go, you know what? I'm going after it. I'm not going to wait on anybody. I'm not going to wait for somebody to show up. I'm going to lead. But as I'm leading, I got to constantly ask for feedback. How did this go? How did this sound? Did this make sense? What? But I've already done it. I've already completed it, right? Sometimes people don't want to know after they've completed something if it was good or not. I do. Every presentation I give, every time I step up in front of people, Myra, I've asked you, how did I do? How did it go? What could I have done better? It's already over, but man, I can learn from feedback. And it's a way to empower myself. But then flipping over, once I empower myself on those three principles, how do I empower others? I got to build trust. Number one, if people don't feel trusted, they're not going to step out and empower themselves. So I got to empower others this way. I got to build trust. I got to offer instruction with assignment. I got to give instruction if I'm wanting to empower somebody. Hey, Anthony, I would do this and this and this. And here's an assignment. Here's something I'd tell you to go do. You know, I'm just giving that as an example. Number 3, I got to recognize limitations. Do you realize everybody's not like Myra or myself or Andrew or Rosser? Doesn't mean they can't be a leader and they can't be empowered, but I got to recognize their limitations. You know, if they're not a marathon runner, I'm probably not going to go out and ask them to run 28 miles, right? I got to see what I got to be honest with myself and go, here's their limitations. Here's how they can help in this situation. And I'm going to empower them to go lead in that direction. And then the last one is I got to give responsibility and let the person do it. Give them the responsibility and let them do it. And then learn through trial and error. The last thing I will say before I turn it to Coach, it's my Achilles heel. I want to do it for them. As a coach, I wanted it so bad for that quarterback that sometimes I'd get out there and throw the out route for him. And I'm like, I'm not empowering him to be very good. Like, I got to let them do it and then learn through trial and error. They're going to mess up. It's okay. I got to be there to cushion the blow, be there to help them, be there to instruct them, be there to encourage them, but let them lead. Coach, I'll turn it to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'd like to see you throw an out route. I bet you're pretty good at that, Coach.
At one time, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, empower. This has been a terrific word, and thank you, Hunter, for sending it in. And I don't know if he's on or not. Maybe he'll catch the recording, or it could be on Facebook. But you know, I will kind of say some of the things Brent said, and then I'm going to say some things that are very different. So, but when we empower someone, we give them the authority and the power to do something. That's pretty simple. Now, let me ask you this, and I'll be real honest right here. Should we actually be empowering others? Okay. Personally, I think we do. Is empowering someone to have the say in doing more without you constantly having to tell them what to do always going to work? No, it's not. But that is a lesson to us as leaders when that happens. You know, when we empower someone and they abuse that, take advantage of that, this becomes a big lesson to us as leaders. If this happens, it just proves that us, pointing at ourselves as leaders, that I may not have really known that individual like I really thought I did, that team member on my team. So I still believe that empowering our employees, our teammates, I think it's the best thing that we can do as a leader. Always have, always will be on that. But so if we want to empower employees or team members, let me just give you some ways that we can do this. This is really cool. And working on this last night in the research, it really opened up my eyes. First thing, if you want to empower people, loosen the reins. Okay, I know I just said maybe I didn't get a good read on somebody and they didn't do a really good job and I empowered them too soon. But, you know, overall, in the big scheme of things, we got to loosen our reins. We have to give our team and our employees a little more leeway. You know, and the second thing is we have to broaden and deepen responsibilities that we give to our team members. You give them more responsibility and it deepens their commitment to be a success and for them to be a successful leader. Then you demonstrate that you trust your team and employees. How? A team member makes a decision for a project and they go into it with no fear of you just ripping into them. That's how you can demonstrate your trust. Let them go with their ideas. And then they feel confident that you're backing them. And then provide an allowance. Now, I'm not talking about you stroke them a check for $100 every week. What I am telling you is, especially in our line of business, and I know we have other people, you know, we need to enable our team members and employees, give them a comp, okay? Or give a refund, or give them money to build in areas to help the team. Offer this up, because it's going to come back around. You know, basically you're saying give them a budget, but you have so many options that you can do that. So another way is to allow for creativity in creating more customer experiences. Okay. Give your people enough training and experiences that give them confidence to be more creative on their own. How many of you, don't have to raise your hand, but how many of you have worked with a big team? Maybe you've been the leader of that group, and you just kind of watch some individual person bloom into being a leader that's been kind of in the background. You know, that tells me that leader of that group has given them great opportunities to blossom. You know, another thing is we have to monitor empowerment. We always have to monitor it, but at the same time, how many of you have heard of being a helicopter parent? I mean, we hear that all the time. You don't need to be a helicopter parent, so you certainly don't need to be a helicopter monitor. Okay. Sometimes we just have someone that has been empowered to make some decisions, and they'll kind of start sliding and not making best decisions. So simply put, they might get a little lazy. They might start getting a little full of themselves, but you just have to kind of monitor that, you know, and then let's share feedback. With a positive, open mind and helpful disposition, feedback is the greatest way to head off problems. At the same time, it's a great way to learn new ideas. It's like Coach just said, after he gets through speaking, he may ask, you know, how to do it. It's just simple stuff, but it's a great learning tool. And then the last one I want to throw out at you guys this morning is you got to collaborate on all decision-making with your team members in your group. You know, if you have, let's just use this as an example, you have 100 people on your team. You probably have at least now one person in that group that has a tremendous idea. They've got a great idea on how to do something better that's kind of going off track. So if we don't collaborate with our team, what happens? We see our culture turn. It turns bad, and we're missing out on great opportunities to grow and be better. You know, you want to empower that one person to feel confident enough to step out there to give you an idea. Those are the greatest ideas ever. So you talk about a great way to empower someone, just give them the opportunity to share that idea with everyone. You know, once you put their idea in motion and it works, you have instantly empowered that individual and built their confidence. But you know what? You have instantly created confidence in your entire team with that individual. So I think empowerment's great. I think it's something that we all need to look to expand on and do a better job of all the time. So anyway, it was a great word. Thank you again, Hunter, for sending it, but great day to start a great week. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Coach, thank you so much for the word. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Have a great Monday. Be back here tomorrow. You're going to enjoy what we got. Have a good one.
Love y'all. Have a good day.
Blessings.
Great job, coaches.
Thanks, guys.